Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Kyle.
Okay, I'm Ghost. I was waiting for Duke.
Oh my God.
I'm Duke.
I'm Snow.
One day we're gonna get it all together. Just not today.
We're not. We're not
I'll
going.
first. Go second.
Today I just want to, slow it down a little bit. I didn't want to focus on any game in particular. I just wanted to know, what you guys have been putting time into lately. I know we haven't had time to get on together as a group and play something, but I just want to know what you guys have been getting into, why you've been getting into it.
Trouble.
And then we'll break into the larger conversation after that. Just be quick.
Point blank, what I've been playing with a lot, I guess, in small studio would be Street. Absolutely love the game. Actually, I dove into what was it that you, me, and X were playing there for Sworn. I loaded that up a couple of times in the last few days, and I don't know, man. I kind of really enjoy it. It's fun, simple, simplistic.
See, if you told me that, I would have got on there too. Communication.
This wasn't about you, right? That was about me. Okay, thank you. But yeah, man, just kind of the smaller games. I like it. I like the simplicity of it. There's C button, press button, do thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of into that right now.
Right, not much
Sorry.
of a grind. But you also been playing Call of Duty, so let's give let's give the audience the truth here.
Low drag.
That's crazy.
Low drag.
That's treason. Why you hit the low?
Be honest with ourselves. You've been playing Call of Duty.
I have, man. I've been playing the shit of Call of Duty, bro. Like, I have been full on manic in that game. It's been fun though.
Fun because you don't have to worry about trying as hard as you get on there, kill a couple. It scratches the itch just for now.
Yeah, like I'm not in there trying to get a 3.5 freaking KD. Like I'm just in there just playing, having fun, something to do.
Thanks. What about you, Duke?
If we're talking about small studios, CarX Street, I finally got past the first race, so I'm happy.
Proud of you.
There you go.
Past couple days I've been sick, so I really haven't been doing anything. But before that, large studio stuff.
I'm playing.
F1 25.
There you go.
It's been my focus so far. Like
you and Ghost been able to get on there and try that co-op mode yet?
Nah, man. We're busy.
We're busy. We
haven't been able.
I don't want to hear that.
Couple of times when,
hey,
well, first off, you put the man to work. The last time him and I were both on, he had to record for you, and we're going to record that.
And I've got plenty of time. I'm just trying to understand how the website works, like because it'll tell me that it's uploading, and it'll tell me, oh, you got about an hour and a half. I'm like, okay, I got about an hour and a half of footage.
3 days left.
I come back, and it's like 5 hours, and I'm like, oh shit, like what happened?
I guess
like,
you just won't be sharing footage from now on.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, it's got to be a dedicated day. Like, I got to come home on lunch and upload that and get to where I'm sitting right in front of the screen watching that little meter go by. So, I've got plenty of footage of it, but F125 is something I've really been putting a lot of stock into because
it's car manual.
Yeah, I did for the Japan circuit. I did, and that was probably a big mistake.
The best mistake you've made.
Oh my God!
It's a mistake.
On there with you. No, it's not. That's the best mistake you ever make in that game. You're so much faster.
If I had a clutch right here on the sim racing game and I was driving, I destroyed it.
I will let you know right now. If I can get a racing sim with a clutch, boy oh boy, I will. Well, double back.
Wait a minute. Street X has
like
a
New
clutch
York
in
the
it.
wintertime. Okay, first off, that clutch is not great to use on controller. First off, I need an actual foot pedal. I will bang gears left and right.
Yeah, for sure.
Snow, what about you?
I've just been playing, Sims, the usual, but also I've been playing Fruit Mountain. If somebody could look up for me who developed that, because I think it was a small studio.
It has to be.
This sounds like.
But my mouse isn't working right now, so.
Oh, fantastic!
Anyways.
You know what?
We appreciate you.
I'm so tired of mice.
I'm
tired of it right now.
So I guess we got a mixture of like here AAA games. Ghost, you mentioned indie. I mean, we play a lot of indie now. I feel like indie games kind of take over most of my, I guess you could call it a portfolio at this point. My library.
It's starting to, for sure.
Yeah, and it's just I spend so much more time playing those types of games because these are smaller teams, which means most of the time they don't really have a lot of oversight over them. They're focused more on just fun and hitting a specific niche. Something like Remnant, which we put 100 hours in a week. I'm not exaggerating by that. 100 hours was put into that game in a week. That game is so well made with such fantastic,
top tier.
Yeah, such fantastic weaponry, unique weapons that you've never seen before in your life. Great environments, an environment that changes every time you go through it, and it has secrets that you have to learn. Otherwise, if you just run through it one time, you're definitely going to miss a lot. So obviously 100 hours got put into that. Like you said, we covered Street X. Once again, an embarrassment for Need for Speed, because some of the stuff that's in this game should have already been in Need for Speed like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't understand why it's so hard for AAA, for a game like that's backed by a $1 billion company like EA. I do not understand how it's so hard for them to just go ahead.
I do. I'll tell you right now. When you get to the AAA side, there are too many hands in the pot. I hate to say it, but there are investors that need money back in a certain amount of time. There are too many chefs, and the kitchen's not big enough. Where an indie project, you lean into more of a project, right? Like, I know we haven't talked about it a lot on here, but you and I talk about it a lot with and it escapes me right now. It's not Tokyo Extreme Racer. It was the other one that's like extremely small that we played, and I don't know why it is escaping me. But it's like Tokyo Extreme Racer. That little Tokyo Extreme Racer game.
I know what you're talking about.
Extreme Racer. It's something, and I don't know why I can't think of it right now. But when you look at that, the passion behind it is just, if they're going out and they just go for it, they're unapologetically going after it.
Right.
And I love that.
I agree with that.
Even if you want to take, like, we'll just take it like this. Helldivers. The first one, let's be honest, though the studio is really big now, they are not what they are now is not what they were, right? Because I think when you got me into it, they had 10,000 players at that they were looking to hit.
Right.
That game is now, because of how big it is now, because they just said, sorry, bleep it out, fuck it, we're gonna go for it. And there was no oversight. They just said, we're coming for it, and they fucking rocked it. It's just,
and they
you
also
get to
have
these big AAA studios, it sucks.
Yeah, and they also have a portfolio. Like, they've made, like Gauntlet and Magica, which are fantastic by themselves. They're obviously not, big budget games or anything like that, but they're still fun to sit down and play with your friends. And I feel like a lot of these AAA studios are so focused on that dollar that they just squeeze all the fun out of it in the pursuit of money. Now, we do have outliers like Insomniac, who makes Spider-Man, Santa Monica Studio, who does God of War. Then we got Guerrilla Games, who makes Horizon Zero Dawn. Also, if you do not know, Guerrilla Games also made Killzone back in the day, who was outshined by, I believe, Titanfall or Call of Duty. One of those out.
Well, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I understand. Modern Warfare 2,
those
3,
are
back
juggernauts.
back in the day, they were
Titanfall?
Yeah, Titanfall. Also,
come on now.
Titanfall, I hate the fact that Titanfall 2 specifically did not get the love that it deserved.
3 knots, heading 274, range 95 meters, projectile mass 89 kilograms. Trust me.
Because I believe Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, something came out during that time that completely overshadowed, and I believe it was because of Rockstar to release something.
Well, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And the graphic jump to Red Dead Redemption 2 was wild.
That game still looks better than most games on PlayStation 5. Than a lot of games on PlayStation 5. It's running on a 10. I think by that time the PlayStation had been out for like 8 or 9 years, so it's running on 8 or 9 year old like software. I do not understand how they got that game to look that good. And then we got GTA 6 around the corner. I can't even imagine
I guess.
how fantastic that's just going to look on a base PlayStation 5. Right now I'm playing Death Stranding 2 and this game looks phenomenal. I'm like, y'all, it's just incredible. Like I said, we have those outliers, but EA has been stumbling over their own nuts for so long. I'm so sick of the projects they're putting out. Right now, guess what's happening with Battlefield?
Did he get pushed again?
It didn't get pushed, but there's something somebody had posted in the Discord, and I had already been thinking, EA wants Battlefield to be a rival to Call of Duty. And there's one thing that they want.
It can.
Yeah, it can. But there's one thing they want more than ever is they want something to compare against Warzone. And apparently, EA wants this next Battlefield to try and hit 100 million players. And the devs are like, okay, I don't understand how you're going to get this out of this game, because they want to mimic the business model similar to Warzone because of how much money that that specific battle royale puts out. But fine,
okay, cool. As a business, sure, that makes sense. It's a very productive business model. They make a shit ton of money, but I don't get on Battlefield to play Call of Duty.
Right. Well, I don't get on Battlefield to play a battle royale from the get-go.
Because it's strategic.
You
gotta have.
I'm trying to get on there with 4 of my people,
right?
And I'm trying to take orders and knock people down. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take the whole fucking skyscraper off the map.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like because the smaller studios do so well is because they have like minds and they only interested on the product that they release. I feel like some of these AAA studios, these larger studios, don't do well, especially when they make games that are supposed to be sequels to a predecessor. They have difference of opinions, and when they have that, the quality of the game is shot and out the fucking window. Snow was talking about Fruit Mountain, was it? That's Beckodide Studios, based out of Tachikawa, Tokyo. And they've been around since '99, so for like 26 years. And it was Bomber Express Company, and then they changed the name in '03 to Beckodide. So it's small. People do enjoy playing that game, but it's a small studio, even though they've been around for a while. But they have people that have like minds, and the game worked out in the studio's favor to where it brought about a big fan base. Right. And I think that's my caveat on larger studios opposed to small ones, is the success rate of the smaller studios is because they have like minds. It's like,
and they don't have any overreach, they don't have any oversight.
all 4 of us sitting down, like, hey, look, this is what we want to do. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. I want to make sure the vision is the same, and this is the quality we want to have. It might be cheap, right? We might not make that money back, but it takes time for shit to grow. But with a larger studio, it's like, hey, this is my idea. Wait, I got this idea. Hold on, I got this idea.
Right, and it becomes about making money when it's like a big studio, so they don't really care about what the other, what the consumers think.
Right, because those shareholders, at the end of the day, their bosses are their shareholders. Especially when a game is putting out, you talk about something like Rockstar, $1 billion entity. People have put millions of dollars into that company just because they know how much of a cultural change will happen when GTA 6 comes out. So when you got people millions of dollars riding on the line, motivations obviously will change. But
well, look,
go ahead.
Look who the casual gamers are for GTA. You have musicians, you get artists, superstars, like anybody that casually games, that like LeBron James, he plays the shit out of GTA. You know what I mean? Like, look at who you're bringing to the game, and then how much money you're generating just by having people like that stream. Hell, Snoop Dogg plays GTA.
My thing is, it's in every person's. I don't care what kind of gamer you are. I don't care if you specifically play sports games. GTA will be in your collection. I can guarantee, because it calls upon everybody. It has something for everyone. I think but also, these indie studios, they hit certain niches, and I like the fact that I can jump between game to game and get a completely different experience every single time. Another thing, I feel like, obviously Rockstar, because of the games they make, they thrive off of. They can have it. Rockstar has this, this mentality. They don't really communicate with the community at all. What they give you is what you're going to get. Even if you complain for months on end, Rockstar will never acknowledge that. To be honest, I was kind of surprised for this GTA 6 that they even bothered to create a Discord for this game, which I have never seen a community-driven, group or like any kind of like involvement with the community. Obviously, because the community is crazy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. They are psychopaths. I wouldn't want to communicate with them either. But also, I just feels like there is a healthy way of, gaining feedback from people. Obviously, most of them don't really have anything quality worth saying. But I feel like some of these suggestions, I feel like there should be some type of connection between the community and the developers. At least have some kind of dialogue between them two. But yeah, Rockstar has thrived off of, they make millions of dollars, but that kind of culture has ruined other studios like Bungie, who, they're trying to make this extraction shooter that nobody asked for. Personally, Marathon, I looked at the lore behind that. I was really interested at first, looking back at the lore of Marathon, and I thought, they were going to revamp that old story, bring it up to the light, but no. It feels like they went with the cheap aspect of making it an extraction shooter and just not taking any of the old stuff and just using the name alone. I feel like it's tacky, and I also feel like Destiny itself that whole community is basically just a PvE community. You're trying to take that community after you've built this entire identity around this game. You've built like this great community. I mean, there's YouTubers have created whose entire channels exist around this game and the lore around this game, and then you want to switch and just make it into a PvPvE. I don't know who decided that.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you brought that up.
They shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and I'm about to blow you away with this one, because you know how I am, how I feel about this this company. So Ubisoft. Now they had me at Wildlands. They had me at they had me at Division, right?
Right.
It wasn't until they started implementing or just prematurely injecting PvP options into what I grown to love was a PvE experience. And with bringing PvP into a primarily focused or PvE focused game, it ruins the experience.
Right.
It instead of wasting 8 months to a year trying to develop, and all that time and money into creating, skirmishes and skirmish maps and all this bullshit, like in a game. Why don't you layer it, right? You give us something to kind of pique our interest, right? Like they did with Wildlands at first, right? And then they started giving us Easter eggs in games in game, and then giving us certain tasks we had to do to be able to find, for example, the Yeti ghillie suit in Wildlands. Like, you had to actually not only complete missions, but you had to you had to work, a little overtime. It gave you something to look forward to. But when they started, I think that's why they gave up on Breakpoint. Because when Breakpoint came out, I was like, oh man, I'm excited about this because it's a caveat off of Wildlands, right?
Right.
And it did so well starting off, and then they just gave up on it because they didn't want to. They started putting this PvP shit in there, and nobody liked it. They started putting raids in there. Like why?
See, that's
Nobody's gonna get a 4-man team to do a raid. It started off like, y'all, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it in here to kind of keep the fan base. No, just give us another part of a fucking map.
Right. Give us more things to do as a team, because you built this game around working as a team. Also, another series that I feel like they get right up to the door and don't do nothing else. That game should be one of the best. Don't get me wrong, I like the survival mechanics elements that they had of the bivouacs and drinking water and all that. But I get better systems like that in games that have nothing to do with military stuff like that, espionage, and Death Stranding has a way better system keeping your stamina up and all this than that game does. I feel like they get right up to the threshold and do not take any further steps. It feels like when I was telling you, when you find these small details within a game, it feels almost like magic, because you can tell whoever was working on it, it was a labor of love. Yeah, and they took the time to make that. But then you get into something like, Breakpoint, and then you're flying in a helicopter and you realize there's no ambient music going. So it's just the sound of the rotors going the entire time while you're traveling. The movement itself is clunky. It does not flow. If you compare Metal Gear Solid to that game,
I was about to say that.
I'm like, Hideo Kojima, is blowing you guys out of the water when it comes to, stealth games and, actually military style. Ubisoft used to be great, but now I have no idea. They have missed the bar time and time again, and I think now we are in this transition phase where all of the major companies that we used to love and worship back in the day have now been sucked dry by their own greed and just falling on their hands and knees, don't know, and just crawling at this point. And
they need to do a collab with Void Interactive. That's what they need to do.
Who's Void Interactive? That name sounds familiar.
Ready or Not. Me recently playing this game and being all over it, I'm like, and I told you and Ghost this before, I am so into that game, it makes no sense at all.
But you see how detailed that game is?
It's crazy. You mean to tell me I am running through the jungle, right, in a full sprint, and I can't holster my pistol in Breakpoint? I can't. That's being a tactician, bro. Like that is my that it's just like you said, the small details. Like, why am I not able to do that? But I can do it in Ready or Not. They need to do a collab.
You know what? I think we're at this point where all these smaller indie studios are going to come into the forefront. We're seeing the existence of their smaller games. I'm really hoping that when they port this game to console, it gets a lot of traction. They get a lot of money. They get eyes on it. A publisher, gives them a lot of capital to make their next game, and they just go all in. And before you know it, we're looking at a fantastic, Rainbow Six style game. Rappelling down buildings. We get a story mode, all 4-player, 5-player co-op. I don't care. I just want to play fun shit again. How hard is that?
How hard is it?
To stress and shoot shit. How hard is that?
Exactly, in the face.
Right.
And we can't do that. Come on now.
Can't do. I'm having more fun on Death Stranding 2 walking and delivering packages than I ever would have on, playing a Ubisoft game within the past 5 years. They can't even do an Assassin's Creed right. And don't get me wrong, this last Assassin's Creed Shadows was probably the best that they have ever put out in years. But still, it's still not on par with what we used to get, which is sad. But I can go on and on about this, but I don't want to let this recording. We've already 10 minutes past our time. Snow, did you have anything else you wanted to add on to this?
No, I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Wow.
That easy. No, man. I as far as a comparison, man, I feel like the indie studios, they're really killing shit right now, and
right.
All it takes is for them to continue to put out bangers over the next few years, and EA, Ubisoft, some of these middle of the pack studios like Game Science, like they're gonna really be trying to reach out to these small studios and want help. I really see that in the future. Within the next 5 years, man, it'll happen, because they're gonna get tired of losing. Because we're sitting up here reviewing games that are small studios, right,
and having a great time,
and having an awesome time. Whereas, we could be sitting up here talking about Call of Duty or talking about Breakpoint or Wildlands. Like, we can, but we don't, and we aren't. You know what I mean? So that speaks volumes. And I feel like, from a gamer's perspective, a casual gamer, the indie studios have really put it out there, man. They're doing their thing right now.
My last statement is, executives need to learn to trust their creatives and let them make what they want. Because when you do that, when you let the creative do what he wants to do, guarantee most of the time you will reap your reward, which is money. Unless you're like Rocksteady, who, for some dumbass reason, decided to all of a sudden, instead of making, they've known for making great Batman games, all of a sudden they want to make a Suicide Squad game that no one gives a shit about. Of all superheroes and all superhero groups, they decide to make a Suicide Squad looter shooter that I couldn't even get through more than 5 hours on. And that was the one time I felt like WB should have stepped in and killed that project early on, because that was disgusting. I never want to see anything like that from Rocksteady ever again. Get back to what you are known for doing, which is single player superhero games. That's what you are known for. Get back to it. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
That was loaded.
It was aggressive.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. Indie studios are shining. AAA projects, they only care about that dollar at the end of the day. Your fun comes last. But above all else, we appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. Let us know in the comments what you're playing right now. I hope it's not no AAA bullshit. I hope it's an indie. Let me know so I can play it. But like I said, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Later.
Bye.
I know it seems absurd to offer oblivion as recompense, but she'll never paint again.